You just saw the story of a boy who rushed to his father's aid after his dad collapsed. He ended up saving his life. CPR skills have been all over the news lately, from the case here in Central Ohio to that captivating photo we saw right here of that aunt saving her infant nephew on the highway in Miami. Deborah Storm is from the Red Cross, and she is a CPR instructor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, I have to imagine, it's pretty scary for someone to come across a person who is unconscious and not breathing.
Very true. It is. It absolutely is.
Yeah, what do they do? What's the first step?
Stay calm. Take a deep breath, stay calm, reach out and call the squad as soon as you possibly can, and then if you're trained or if you're comfortable, reach out to help.
Now, I know some businesses have AEDs.
Absolutely.
You recommend these, obviously.
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, you include these things in with the CPR and their chance of survival is significantly increased.
Now, you have 3 test dummies here for us: adult, child, and infant. I feel like infant is the one people don't really know because there is a difference for each age, right?
There really is. They're very similar, but there's some minor differences. Most people are trained in adult. Not too many people are comfortable with the child, and so it might be wise if we spend a few minutes on child.
So let's say I'm coming across a child who, is passed out.
Absolutely.
What's the first thing I do? Do I call 911 right away, or do I start compressions?
We call 911 as soon as possible.
With a child?
With a child, with everybody. If you are by yourself, there is no cell phone around. The next thing that you want to do is try 2 minutes of care first, and then grab the child if you can, run to the phone. But we prefer you call immediately and then begin your care.
Compressions first or breaths first?
Anybody under the age of 12, we start with 2 breaths first to get some oxygen in there, and then we have something to work with our compressions.
How do I do this correctly?
Okay, for an infant, what you would do is put your hand on the infant's forehead, slight tilt back to open the airway. You're going to cover the infant's nose and mouth. Give 2, you don't need to pinch the nose. Just cover the infant's nose and mouth with your own mouth.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought we were doing compressions for a second. Okay, so you close.
Just get your hands away from the mouth. There you go. Gentle breath. Puff. Puff. There you go.
How do you know if it's working and not working?
You'll know. You'll see the chest rise up. If it doesn't work, if there is a choking or an object there, it'll be a resistance. The patient's cheeks will puff out. You'll know.
Can you hurt the child by blowing too much air in?
No. What you'll do is fill the stomach with air, and then there'll be issues later on.
Okay. Compressions next.
Compressions next. 2 fingers right along the sternum, straight up and down, other hand on the forehead, and it's simply compressing hard enough to see signs of circulation.
Now, I know with an adult you might hear the cartilage sound.
You'll hear some sounds.
Okay.
For the first 4 or 5 compressions, you'll hear sounds. After that, the sounds will go away. You just want to push as hard as it takes to see the skin change back to something a little more normal.
Some people might be scared to press that tough on an infant.
If I could be really blunt, this child has expired, is dead. You can't get worse than dead. Let's get in there hard enough to get the cardio cavity to pump that oxygenated blood.
What is the compression breath ratio?
It's 30 compressions to 2 breaths. 30 and 2, 30 and 2. And I'd go a little bit quicker. Press and press and press. There you go.
What kind of rhythm? Yeah, this rhythm?
There you go. Press and press and press. You got it. You got it. It's that simple. It really is.
What is the first sign that the child's actually going to be okay again?
When they start gasping, moving, crying, any kind of movement, any kind of sign of life, get your hands off. You've got it.
The first cough. What's the difference between a child and an infant?
The child is 2 hands on the chest.
Okay.
An infant is just a couple of fingers, and that's about it. Everybody gets about 30 compressions, 2 breaths. That's across the board.
Now, we have these on a table, but in real-world scenarios...
That's true. They're on the floor.
And that's best, actually.
It is, because then your leverage is better. Your shoulders are over your wrist. You get more compression strength, and you can last longer.
How often do you have to be CPR certified? Every 5 years, 10 years?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years?
Every 2 years, yes.
What's some of the biggest questions you get from some of your students when they come in?
How to stay calm. How are they going to remember things? In panic mode, you don't remember your name.
Yeah.
In this case, if you get the training that you should have, it will come through your hands. They call it a muscle memory. Your brain is busy freezing, your hands are reaching out and doing what they're supposed to do, and eventually your brain catches up with you.
And usually parents who come for the class, new parents?
We would hope. We would hope. We have a lot of people. We have everything from youth on up to retired people.
Deborah Storm
it's for everybody.
From American Red Cross, thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
advice. Everyone should know it.